Y'all. Welcome to the Porch podcast with your man Fonz.
And Quan, what's going on?
How are you? How are you doing, man?
I'm all right, I'm just here living day by day.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, we got to take it one day at a time.
One smash at a time.
Yes. So, welcome to the show, y'all, and thank y'all for subscribing and listening to the podcast and the video. And we appreciate you guys for it. If you would like, go on Facebook and search for the Back Porch Sports Podcast War Room. We chop it up just about every day in there, and we're always posting something crazy. All right, yo. So let's switch gears for a second. Let's go ahead and do the leaderboard for the pick'em. We didn't do it last week, but we can go ahead and knock this week out the way. So, in first place, we have Winner's Circle, aka Keith. He's 2 weeks in a row, man. He went 11-5. But in second place, this dude is. Wait, Teddy says I got 10 on him right, boy. I can't believe it. And the tie for second is Ravens for Life with 10 wins. And then we go to fourth, which is Jay Sean. Quan, you went 9-7, my boy.
Yeah.
James, aka Goatee Ways, went 8-8. And old Vesta, man, come on, Vesta, you went 7-9. So that is the leaderboard for week 5. I hope I have an excellent week 6. I ain't even gonna front. Speaking of week 6, let's go ahead and knock the predictions out the way. All right, so Thursday Night Football, we have the Washington Commanders at the Chicago Bears. I'm going to take Chicago.
I'm going to take Washington.
Got a lot of confidence in old Washington. All right, Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Atlanta Falcons.
49.
That could be a toss-up, but I'm going to take San Fran for the show purposes. I might change that later on, though. And that's at 9:30 a.m., so if y'all want to get over the NFL, do so. This might be a good one. New England at Cleveland.
Question is, can New England stop Nick Chubb? Because he's the biggest issue.
They did hold the highest scoring offense to 0 points. I don't know. I'm going to take New England because I don't trust Jacoby Brissett, especially at the end of the game. Jacoby, he's thrown away a lot of games for Cleveland, and then their defense is kind of shaky right now, especially with injuries.
I'm gonna go Cleveland just because I've been doing these bets lately, and trying to need Amari Cooper to have a good game. So
facts. Oh, this could be a good one too. The New York Jets at the Green Bay Packers. Does Aaron Rodgers lose 2 in a row?
See, that's the thing. Like he lost to the Giants.
On a neutral field.
Honestly, the only thing the Giants did was disrupt the pass at the line of scrimmage. When he passed the ball and knocked it down. So they did a lot of that. The Jets have a great, sneaky young secondary going on right now.
They do.
And they ain't no slouch. I can't say that. Plus, I really can't just say Green Bay based off of their playmakers because, they're kind of building that chemistry game by game.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets pull an upset with this one and the Packers go 0-2 for the first 2 weeks in a minute. I'm going to go Jets.
I like your points there, but I'm going to take Green Bay solely on the reason why, because they're home. And Lambeau's a tough place to play, especially for a young quarterback. So, that's that. I don't have no faith in Aaron Rodgers. But anyway, Jacksonville at Indianapolis, the rematch.
Jacksonville can't beat the Colts. So I got the Colts. They haven't beat them in like 7 games.
Yeah. No, because they beat them last year to help your guys get in the.
Who is it I'm talking about there?
I don't know, but
I don't know. I thought it was the Colts and the Jags.
I thought the Jaguars. I thought the Jaguars kind of skunked them early in the season.
I'll take the Jags. I don't really, Matt Ryan ain't been having a good year so far, and
that snoozer from last Thursday, that was.
Yeah, I take them.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Minnesota Vikings at Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna go Minnesota on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ain't been the same since they lost Tua.
No, they ain't been the same. Then they lost Teddy Bridgewater. That was just crazy.
Right.
The Cincinnati Bengals at the New Orleans Saints. I'm taking New Orleans.
Cincinnati, I mean, they didn't make enough plays against Baltimore.
Well, that's because they had the big plays taken away from them.
That too, but that's who is it again? Cincinnati. Who else?
New Orleans.
I'll take Cincinnati. I can't even disrespect Cincinnati like that. Take the Saints over there like that. But I don't know now. Saints. I don't know. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. Hold on a second. I knew it was gonna happen.
All right, up next we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to take the home team on this game.
I'm going to take the. I don't know, man. Saints played a tough game. The defense showed up, and Taysom Hill showed up too as well. I don't know, man. I'll just take the Saints, I guess, because Cincinnati in my division. I don't really need them winning too many games.
Right. All right, up next. Oh, boy. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to take the Giants on this game solely because of Wink Martindale and what he knows about the Ravens offense. That's all I got.
That's going to be a good game. But I think Lamar and Mark Andrews, Dobbins, that defense that plays well when they're all on the same page, I'll take Baltimore. And I'm sorry, I don't think the Giants can beat you with Saquon. They can beat you.
Oh, we're not stopping the run.
They're going to be – I don't think y'all going to allow that with Calais Campbell being on that line. I don't think y'all gonna allow them to beat y'all with the run. So I'm expecting y'all to win, but that's gonna be a good game.
Joe Mixon came into the Ravens game Sunday night, averaging 2 yards a carry. He left. He actually averaged like 5.5 yards per carry Sunday night. Baltimore, with all that up front, still can't stop the run. Now we might get after their quarterback, which I'm hoping we can. You can't play on your back. But that defense, the Giants defense, is scary good. I mean, that's just what it is. Do I think Lamar's going to be overwhelmed by that defense? I don't think so. I hope not. But I'm gonna just stick with the home team. I might change the pick sometime this week. Up next, we got Tampa. We got Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh, and here's why. Pittsburgh is pissed off. Pittsburgh got embarrassed for the entire East Coast to see on Sunday. That is not Pittsburgh Steelers football. That is not a Mike Tomlin-led team. And I can't even believe I'm sticking for your boys in this manner.
But I ain't sticking for them. You can have
them. Come on, now. You a fan, man. You were waving the yellow. I'm going to find them videos from earlier, like in the summertime. Talking about, don't sleep on them. We got Mitch. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on your team.
So I will tell you why we're gonna lose that game. For one, we can't run the ball. For two, Kenny Pickett did give us the spark that we needed. We haven't had over 300 something yards passing since December of 2020. So it's not even Kenny Pickett at this point. Maybe it wasn't even Mitch. It was Mitch, but
it wasn't
Kenny
all
Pickett.
Mitch. It wasn't all Mitch.
We can't run the ball, and we 0-8 without TJ Watt. I mean, I don't think we probably won't even win a game without TJ.
Guys, you might as well stop putting your hopes on this man. He can't stay healthy.
So,
it's time.
Can't run the ball, and our offensive line continues to be a problem. And then Tom Brady has had much success against the Steelers. Like, they just showed a statistic. I think it's like completion rating is like 84%
against them.
Yeah, against the Steelers. He's had a lot of success against us. We can't beat Dunn. I'm sorry.
I changed my pick. I'm gonna change my pick there.
I mean, I'm sorry. If you tackle them wrong, then that's rough in the past. And so we lost. We lost.
Yeah, boy.
So 1-5 still his team. I'll be so glad when this bye week comes. Well, we need a breather.
It's not. And the thing is, we'll talk about that later. All right. Carolina at the Rams. I'm taking Rams this time. It's my last time taking the Rams.
I'm gonna take the Rams too.
This is my last time taking them. Every time I take them, they mess up. This is it. Los Angeles.
They can beat Carolina though.
Yeah, because Carolina. The only reason why I'm picking them because Carolina is in flux. They just fired their coach, and they're not done cleaning house yet. I mean, word is that they trying to trade Christian McCaffrey, and the Bills is asking questions. Oh boy, that'll be tough.
Don't want that.
Also, not the AFC. You can go to the CBC. Up next, Arizona at Seattle. I don't want to go to American Business Center now. Forget that. Annie Bell Clark. Boy. Arizona at Seattle.
I like that. That's a good matchup.
That is a good matchup.
I still think the Seahawks will pull it out, though.
I think so, too. Because when they're home and it's a 425 game. So, and then, like I said, Geno Smith, I said it last week, Geno Smith is actually playing some decent ball. So we can work with that. Now, this is the barn burner. I don't know why they ain't put this on primetime, but then again, the primetime game is kind of tough, too. Buffalo at Kansas City.
That's going to be a bloodbath.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I got Buffalo winning that game.
Oh, yeah, I still got Buffalo winning that game, of course. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's going to be an easy win for them guys. But then again, when I look at it, though, that defense is pretty good.
But Kansas City defense
is right. And let me tell you something. One thing about Josh, he throwing that rock.
He can do it both ways.
I'm trying to tell you. So it's still gonna be a good game just because Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen has not beat Patrick Mahomes yet. If I'm not mistaken, he has not beat Patrick Mahomes, not even once.
I think you're right.
So, Patrick Mahomes got a lot of success against Josh Allen, but as always, them two quarterbacks always bring a lot of excitement to the game, and hopefully, I pray that he can break the curse this year and beat them because the Bills are actually a pretty darn good football team. They're scary. They're scary.
I wouldn't necessarily call them.
Have they lost a game yet?
Yeah, they lost one game, but I wouldn't call them scary because the Bills are actually beatable. You just got to outcoach them. Now, if you're limping into that game, you in trouble. But the Bills are beatable, but I don't think Kansas City can do it, and here's why. Kansas City started off real slow on Monday Night Football, and it took a lot of doing for them to come back. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns of 10 yards or less. That has never been done. I don't think he's gonna have that same opportunity versus Buffalo. Like, Mahomes is gonna have to work. He's gonna have to work Sunday. He got to earn that game check. All right. Primetime game. The Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm taking Philly.
They go 6-0.
Yes, they will. So on the back of that defense, and then Jalen Hurts is playing pretty decent football, you know.
The rivalry game, Dallas Cowboys, Eagles. No, for some reason, who's home?
Philadelphia's home.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, Philly.
See, Philly. And Philly got the number 2 defense in the league going against a backup quarterback.
Yeah, see, they might beat them the second time. I think this would probably go 1-1.
Yeah.
Philly need to lose one though, man. They gotta lose one.
They need to lose one just to humble themselves, because you don't want to go undefeated.
They flying the boy. The Eagle boys flying high right now, boy.
Yeah. If you look up, you can see that Eagle boy. They just flying.
Oh man.
All right, last but not least, Monday Night Football, the Denver Broncos at the LA Chargers. The Chargers eked out a win against the Browns on Sunday, even though they tried to give it to them. And Denver, that's all I got for Denver.
Yeah, Denver probably is going to be that's probably one of the biggest upsets of this past offseason with the signing of Russell Wilson. They thought we all thought they was going to be able to compete in that division.
I said that was going to be the best division in football over the summer.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
See,
but I will say this though. They ain't too far behind, because the Raiders should have won that game last night.
Oh, most definitely.
The Raiders should have won that game last night, but nevertheless.
We'll talk about that later. See, I don't want to pick the Chargers because I got a feeling the Chargers are going to go for it on their own 25 and give Denver the ball back with a little field space. And I don't want to say Denver because I know everybody's seen that snoozer that they had last week when Russell Wilson missed an open man to get the dub. But I'm going to say Chargers because they're home. Even though that's not saying much, but I'm going to say the Chargers because they're home. It's like picking poison. I mean, you got to drink it. Like, it's crazy. And then, of course, we starting our bye weeks now, so we have Detroit, Houston, the Raiders, and the Titans all on byes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna update my pick'em. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty, shall we? So we've seen a lot these past couple of weeks dealing with shoddy officiating.
Yeah.
Let me go back. When the Ravens played the Bills, we got hit with a roughing the passer call. And even though it was a clean tackle. Then Sunday, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, that Brady got sacked, basically.
Right.
They called it roughing the passer. Well, Fonz, why do you mention those two? Of course, we had one last night, too. But I'm going to talk about those two specifically. That's because they were called by the same ref. Jerome Bolger, however you say his name. So here's my question, man, and I hope you can give me help shed some light on this. Who has more influence on the way that these football games are being played out or officiated or all of the above? Is it the National Football League or is it Vegas?
Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both.
I agree.
Obviously, the league cares about Tom Brady. And that's probably one of the main reasons why I despise this man. Is because he's the golden child of this NFL league. Like you said, he got sacked. Clean sack.
Clean.
Head didn't hit the turf or field, whatever you want to call it. he just got sacked. They called roughing the passer.
Stole the game.
They didn't call roughing the passer when that late hit happened on Kenny Pickett. You know what I'm saying? They didn't call that. But nevertheless, at the same time, both, anyway, we'll talk about that later.
we putting a lot to later, boy.
I think it's a little bit of both, though. I think it's with Tom Brady. I feel like that's more of a league thing. Like I said, because I feel like he's like the golden child of the league. He's going to be, you can't touch him. His jersey always going to be clean. Don't ever sack Tom Brady. Ever. No, it's like a sin or something. But then on the flip side, I think it's Vegas. I feel like some of these games that are being played, we don't know about, and I feel like they be having some assets involved in protecting certain players, or just trying to. I don't know. The NFL has been very suspicious. I can't say. For the last few years, like it's like
10 years.
There's a lot of conspiracies going on. But I think it's a little bit of both, man. I really do, because like that Tom Brady thing, it was like no way. Like, and it makes it bad. What makes the call bad is that the commentators and the people, they be saying like, oh man, like, okay, when Kenny Pickett got that late hit when he was sliding, oh man, that should have been a penalty. And so at this point, I'd rather for the commentators be refs. They should make the call downstairs. Because, they seeing things that I don't understand how. Yes, their review is better. But you're right there on the field. Like, how don't you see these things? And I feel like certain players, depending on their stature, and Tom Brady is one of those. He's a successful quarterback, 7 rings. He's been around for a long time. They're going to protect players like that. Now, Kenny Pickett, on the other hand, he's a rookie, or even with your team, you know what I'm saying? They're not to the level of a Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, he's like the face of the league.
It really just, I feel like it depends on the player. I really do. And with certain players, they are more protected than others. I can't say that.
And I agree with everything you just said. Now, this is what I feel, and I'm in agreement with you that both the league and Vegas has something to do. Here's why: money.
That's the main thing.
What people don't know is that Vegas betting attracts money.
Yeah.
There's people winning thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on these games.
Like myself. Nah, I ain't
boy, I'm about to say, just show me the way. But you talking about, boy. So going back to that Tom Brady thing, all of this started when Tom Brady got hurt back in 2008. Bernard Pollard, I think he was with the Chiefs at the time, hit him low, tore his ACL. He was out for the year. That was bad for business. And of course, everybody know Roger Goodell and Robert Kraft. They're good old boy. Anyway, money, revenue, all that plays into it. We've already, witnessed some shoddy officiating in our day. Let's just be real. But for a while, the NFL tried to shy away from Vegas. NFL, there's a dude right now, Calvin Ridley. He is suspended for betting. So it's like I'm shying away from it, but I'm gonna accept it because it's giving me money. That is whole pimp type stuff. If I'm being real. So with Tom Brady, he is the golden child. Just like you said, he is that gold standard when it comes down to the NFL. He's won. He's, did what he had to do. That was a clean sack. Don't care what nobody say. That was a clean sack. So when Brady was questioned about it, his response was, "I don't throw flags." So if you're the face of this franchise and the league and all that stuff, why not be a man and be like, you know what, he got me, but that call shouldn't have been called. And tell you why? Because money, almighty dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Money talks.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know the rest.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do that for Brady, and there's a couple other points I want to get to. Well, matter of fact, let me go get to them points now. Offense is marketable. How many times have we seen a game that ended 9-6 and said that was a boring game? We said it was boring. The more points, the more eyes is going to be on that screen. So the upper echelon quarterbacks, we got to protect them. There was a story when Cam Newton, I know how you feel about Cam Newton, but it was a story about him when he was a rookie. And he got hit late out of bounds. He went to the ref. He was like, "Ref, I got, why you didn't call that?" The ref said, "Because you didn't earn it." That let me know right there. That lets me know. That's why, and also that's why there's a narrative on quarterbacks that can run and use their legs to get yards and get points. Because the statistic is it's the pocket passer. Those are the ones that get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Michael Vick. Michael Vick had some injuries, yes, but he was on, in my opinion, the Hall of Fame path. He hadn't had them K9 companions and all that stuff. We ain't gonna get into all that. But that took 2 years of his career. So imagine if Michael Vick had those 2 years of his career. We've been talking a different tune. So in my opinion, that's why the narrative about the Lamar Jacksons and the Michael Vicks and the Russell Wilsons, even though I'm not a Russell Wilson fan at all, any running quarterback, because he's not standing in that pocket, if he gets a late hit, they're not gonna call it. But let Tom Brady. Let Tom Brady let him just do that. And let it be right by his helmet. Oh yeah, roughing the passer. That was the first time in my life I seen a roughing the passer call, and the quarterback still had the ball in his hand. I've never seen that.
Right, because I thought roughing the passer was when the ball is released, and the defender still hits the quarterback. Which even at that, let's just talk about a roughing the passer call in general.
Let's do that.
So if a quarterback is outside of the pocket, he throws the ball, he's under pressure, he gets hit. That's technically a roughing the pass, but in defense of the defender, like, this guy is going through an offensive lineman. Like, he's going through a lot more contact. Sometimes people got to realize that this stuff all happens in real life time. So
it's like bang bang. Like when we see on TV, it's slower.
If I'm running to you, and right when I put my shoulder down to hit you, you release the ball. I mean, should it really be a roughing the passer? And then if we go back to that Tom Brady call, I mean, okay, if that's the case, then anybody that gets swung down like that, take it for an example. And I know I'm a Steelers fan, and I talk a lot about Steelers, and I still, but Big Ben, God,
he's getting burned.
I mean, numerous times.
Yes, sir.
Numerous times, this man got smacked or swung down. But that was the only way that you can bring a quarterback of that down.
Big Ben was a big-bodied quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. So they had to do that. But
the refs was like, nah, he a big boy. He can handle it.
But if you compare, I mean, I'm pretty sure those type of sacks happen all the time. And like I said, Tom Brady didn't have any impact on the ground or anything like that. Nothing at all. And like you said, the ball was still in his hand. So it's really just a sack.
It was a sack that was taken away.
What I'm saying is, I mean, make it fair.
Make it fair.
Make it fair.
Not only make it fair, but make it consistent across the board. If you're going to treat Tom Brady like the Hope Diamond, treat every other starting quarterback the same way.
And here's another thing, and I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but
go ahead, man.
It's another thing. Here's why I feel like it's more about the money in Vegas, because they'll see a call. They got to go and review the call.
Take 2
Why
minutes.
are you talking to somebody else about a call? You're on the field. These people that they're talking to are not anywhere. No, they're seeing it through replay.
Exactly.
What's going on? But that's like if you get in an altercation with somebody, you punch them in the face. All right. I got cameras on my building. You punch somebody in the face. All right. Now they don't know what caused it. They don't even know the attitude. Now, if that guy, put it like this. If the guy that sacked Tom Brady Sunday got the referee call pass on, maybe he said something. Maybe he said something that was ugly to Tom Brady to force him to throw the flag. Still,
he called him a bad boy.
I feel like that's why I feel like Vegas is more controlling of this game, because you got to sit there and have a conversation with them. We don't know the dialogue between the two. You know what I'm saying? Why are you talking to a ref about a call that he's there?
He's right there. And you know what annoys me?
What are you commentating about?
You know what annoys me about that whole? And then too, they got the former referees chiming in after a big call that changes the landscape of the game. I can't stand that. Yeah. It is turning football into a watered down situation. Now, let me talk about the other side of the coin. I'm all about player safety. We watch guys go out there and
put their life on the line.
Put their life on, and it's entertainment for us.
Right. Yeah.
This goes back to like back in the olden days at the Roman Coliseum.
That, we don't want.
I don't want nobody to
go out there and get hurt.
As much as I hate the Steelers, I don't want to see nobody up there hurt. Right. Because at the end of the day, these guys go out there, they're making generational wealth for their families. So I get that.
Right.
But don't have any type of parity when it comes down to these calls. Because that's what's taking away from the game. Let me share a stat with you. Now, this article was written back in 2018.
Okay.
It said the NFL could make $2.3 billion a year from gambling. So now, check this out. It's 2022. That was some years ago. So you know that number has probably tripled. So we understand the investment. We understand the product. If you're going to do one thing, do it for everybody. That's like you. Let's say you and about 5 other people was in a room, and I had $100,000, and I split it 5 ways, but I only gave you half of the split. You be looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So do the same thing. Keep it simple. Like do the same thing. If you're gonna call, honestly, if you're gonna do that, do it for everybody.
And honestly, that type of stuff is just leaking into all leagues.
It is. I thought analytics was bad.
I mean, the basketball, it's just, and I understand that you want to protect the players as much as possible. I mean, because the players have an invisible number over top of their head of the value of that player.
Right.
Those contracts don't define how much those players are valued as for that particular franchise. So, but at the same time, like you said, if you're going to do that, first off, let it be known, because it's hidden.
First and foremost, yes.
The people that make the bets, are known about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I mean, if you're gonna like, somebody got $100 million that Tom Brady will throw 260 yards, and you don't want the boy to get sacked, or I mean, it's all different types of projected stats that people go against or whatever.
Right.
That they need. I mean, they need to happen. You know, if you're gonna do that, why not just let it be known? I mean, not necessarily the person that's doing it, but you're going to get on TV. I mean, y'all talk for hours about nothing anyway.
All day long.
I mean, why not just say, okay, well, we got a few $1 million on Tom Brady tonight. Let's see what happens.
Right. And you know another thing that's killing it too, and I hate to even say it because I do it every year. Fantasy football is killing it.
I mean, how can you turn a real contact sport? I mean, these players it's legal to be aggressive and try to knock somebody's lights out.
Because they're trying to take the aggression out the sport. And then two, they don't want to be paying former players medical and care bills because of CTE. So that's why we're going to. I mean, this thing can go so many ways. It's not even funny. I mean, if you really take the time to sit down and think about it, you be like, dang, it can go so many ways.
In other situations, like the Tua situation, they're not protecting the players. I mean, that franchise, and I know every franchise is ran differently. I mean, they all are under the same umbrella, but they are all independent. It's like Walmart. Like Walmart is, if you got a Walmart in your city, if that Walmart shuts down, that don't mean the rest of them does. They're self-sufficient. They run self-sufficient on their own.
Right. It's like third world country.
Yeah. So, but at one moment we saying that we're protecting the players, but then we put their career on the line by playing them in the game. But yet, if a walking Hall of Fame quarterback gets sacked, it's no type of aggression or anything. You throw the rough in the passer call. So I mean, are we just trying to say that we don't want the quarterbacks to get sacked anymore? Because if that's the case,
so what's that going to do for the
4 or 5 players off the field and just play doggone 7 on 7?
Like, so what does that do for the defense though? Like, it's already rules you can't touch them past 5 yards. I feel like that rule is stupid. I mean, I really feel like pass interference is stupid because my thing is you got 2 guys that's going up for the ball. May the best man win. If you want to do it that way.
But the rough and the pass interference thing is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in that, it has to be a catchable ball. The ball has to be catchable.
I've seen balls that was overthrown.
You won't want nobody pushing your receiver down. If he has a legit chance at catching that football, like say sometimes I have even seen pass interference call where the cornerback is beat, but he may push them or I like that call. That's about the only call I really like. That pass interference call.
Okay, but here's the thing: pass interference is called more than the push-offs.
Right.
My thing is, if pass interference is going to be something that's, hey, let's keep that. How about be more consistent in calling the push off? I've seen
what was that
this
called?
year.
Legal use of I think
it's a legal use of hands or pushing off or offensive pass interference. Offensive pass interference. All that. My thing is, if you're going to do something for one thing, you got to be consistent across the board.
Well, I'll tell you one call that they call is holding. They love that. They love to call holding.
No, they don't.
That holding stuff.
Not for certain teams. No, they don't. I've seen defensive players like this. The offensive line got them like this.
It was one last night.
And won't call, man. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I think it really depends on the game that's being played.
Yeah.
And even though the Falcons and Buccaneers game really wasn't a game to be played, yet that was a horrible call. It didn't cost them anything, thankfully. But it just
cost them the game.
The NFL sometimes show you what they're really about, and I really think this multi-billion-dollar company is always going to be about their money.
It's going to be about their money,
and whatever they can do to make that happen for themselves, they're going to do it. So it's just a sport that we watch, I reckon.
Yeah,
Only in America.
Only in America, like Don King. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this one off here, man. I think next week the biggest topic we need to talk about are these guaranteed contracts and why the league is pushing back on them.
Oh yeah,
give them their money. But anyway, we'll talk about that next week. So thank y'all for tuning in and everything. Thank y'all for listening and subscribing. Like I said at the top, if you want to join in with us, go ahead and go to the Porch Sports Podcast War Room. It's on Facebook. The group is there. We have a good time, especially Sundays. Sundays, it'd be funny to me. Anywhere you get your podcasts, if you listen to us, especially on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all that, leave us a rating. Help us out, push us up, boost us up, build us up.
Yeah.
Also hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Quan, you got anything you want to add, man?
Oh man, I just appreciate everybody that's been rolling with us.
Yeah.
Far. We are about 4 months away from 2-year anniversary. So
2 years.
Yeah, it's been a ride.
And one more thing before we go, I think John Harbaugh listened to me the other night because he took the 3 points. So we out. This has been the Porch Sports Podcast with your man Fonz.
Hey, Clyde.
And we out.